All right, guys. So tonight's topic is the fear of what if. The fear of what if. And honestly, this is really one of the biggest concerns of any pre-PT. What if I don't pass my classes? What if I don't do well on the GRE? What if I'm not accepted? Right? We have so many different fears, and so tonight we're gonna hit these like straight on, just to make sure that you guys understand that those fears are not really as scary as you feel that they are, but also what you can do about it to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success. So here we go. So tonight we are talking about the fear of what if. Just before we came on this live, we were speaking to our students in the Pre-PT Success Program about one of these fears, the GRE. And just kind of the uncertainty that comes with it, right? Like, can you approach that point with certainty that you guys are going to succeed, right? And so for a lot of you, as you guys are coming on, like what are some of your fears as pre-PT students? What are some of your fears? I see Christian, like what are some of y'all's fears as pre-PTs, as you guys are, whether you guys are getting ready to apply this cycle, whether you have already applied and you're now waiting for these acceptance letters and maybe, you know, they're not coming as quickly as you thought they should, or you're a few years out from applying. What are some of those fears? What are some of those fears? Because we want to really talk about them tonight. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, we want to talk about them tonight. So Christian is saying that one of his biggest fears is being inconsistent, right? Like, I hear it, bro. So so some of my fears as a pre-PT were not comparing to peers. So you're obviously comparing with or competing, so I felt, with other classmates that were absolutely like destroying it in terms of their academics, their grades, and so on and so forth. Other fears were not being able to get over these milestones, aka GRE, aka the application process, aka for a lot of y'all, interviews. These are milestones that all y'all have to go through that are beyond just the classes that you're taking, beyond just the basic classes that you guys are taking. So those are with every milestone, there's always the potential to ask, what if blank? What if I don't do well on my GRE? What if I don't get accepted? What if I don't get an interview? What if I end up spending a lot of money and it doesn't really amount to anything? What if my classmates end up being in PT school and I'm the only one that doesn't get accepted? Like, these are real fears. These are real fears. We have Mariah saying self-doubt. Yeah, exactly. All my friends are getting in and not.
That was me, man. That was me.
Yeah, man. Like, you're watching all your homies get their, you know, letters. Yo, I got accepted this place, and you're here like, so where are my letters, or shoot, every single place I applied to, I either got denied or waitlisted, and I don't have any guaranteed spots. And so, Casey, talk to us a little bit about this fear. So we've accepted it. Have we accepted it, y'all? Like, have we accepted that we all have fears? We all have fears that there are these milestones that we tend to ask ourselves, like, what if we don't get over it? Like, what if we don't get over that hump? What if I don't actually do well on my GRE? Like, how does that affect me? Can we accept the fact that we all face that? Because I think sometimes we actually feel as though we're the only ones. Casey, isn't that true? Don't we sometimes feel like we're the only ones going through what we're going through, right? And this is why this is so beautiful. The fact that y'all are in an online platform where you guys are with other students, other pre-PT students that are going through the same thing. The fact that y'all can see other people posting and saying, yo, I'm struggling with this. Like, I have an interview tomorrow. I have this. I have that. Like, you can tell that people have fears that something wrong is going to go, right? And so tonight we want to help alleviate that for you. We want to take that burden off your shoulders. So Casey, talk to us about it, brother.
Yeah, I'll even step back a step further. How am I coming through? Internet's good.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Audio's good. Perfect.
Fantastic.
Perfect. So even if I start with the, not getting into PT school the first time, right? And I said this before on one of our 5-day video series, just about rejection. And this has to do with what I'm going to say next, but rejection doesn't necessarily mean that wasn't the right thing for you. It just means that that's the decision that person or that party made. Like it can be about you, but it's not always about you. You could have done everything right, but that might not have been the right decision for that person who made it. So you could have had a 4.0. You could have had this. You could have had that. But the person on the other end making that decision, it might not have been right for them. So that brings me to my next point. That brings me to my next point here is that you can't control what you can't control. Control the controllables. Right? You can only control so much, right? You can't control what you cannot control. So in that statement, what do you have to do? You have to do everything to control what you can control, whether that's studying your butt off for the GRE, which we just talked about a few minutes ago, whether that's doing everything you can to get your GPA up, whether that's doing everything you can to get those letters of recommendation. You have to control it. Then that eliminates, that brings down significantly that fear of what if. Because if you don't control what you can't control, it's like, I guess I didn't do everything. So now what if this happens? What if that happens? I didn't study that hard, or I didn't put on my best presentation at the observation hour. So am I really going to get that letter of recommendation? What if that doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? And that thing of controlling what you can control or what you can't is the same game for everything. It's the same thing for everything, even stepping outside of PT, sports, dancing. The Olympics is on right now. So that's popular. Whatever they control, they can control. They can't control the weather. They can't control the ice conditions. They can't control whatever it is. And it's even the same thing for us at Pre-PT Grind. We can give you everything. We can give you value. We can stay consistent on here. And if you guys don't want to work with us further than that, we can't control it. We've done everything we could to give you everything to succeed. And if you don't want to work with us further, that's up to you. We can't control it. We can't. We can just keep giving it out, keep staying consistent. And that's the same thing you guys got to do. Stay consistent with your grades. Stay consistent with your essays. Stay consistent with your GRE. Step back and take a reassessment if you didn't get in, or you didn't get that interview, or something didn't go so well. Reevaluate and get right back on it and control what you can. And that's not up to you. And when you control what you can, then that fear of what if significantly drops. So that's my 2 cents on it. Control what you can control, and that fear of what if is gone. It's gone.
Man, true. I agree 100%. We, like we said, we just got off a live call in our Pre-PT Success Program group, and Dr. Kyle Rice came in and dropped some fire on the students in there regarding the GRE. And one analogy that he brought up, where essentially there should be no surprises. And I'll break that down in just a moment. So one analogy that he brought up was in sports, right? In sports, when you're in a competitive environment, when you're going in for a big game, this could be baseball, this could be basketball, football. You pick the sport that is most appropriate to you. For this instance, I'll talk about basketball. That's kind of what I'm most familiar with, right? And so with basketball, if you are going to compete against the biggest players, right, there should be no surprise that they're going to bring it. So if you're playing against a LeBron James or whatever, there should be no surprise that they are going to bring it. The question is, what have you done before that game to ensure that you yourself are not surprised? If you're a rookie, the first time you play everybody, it's like, oh, shoot, man, he looked one way on TV, but in reality, he's even better. Oh, crap. You have not prepared. You have not prepared for that situation, right? But for the players that know how to study the game, The players that take the time to identify, okay, LeBron plays like this. Kevin Durant plays like this. Giannis, the Greek freak, plays like this, right? Like, so because of that, I have put in the effort. I've put in the time to prepare myself for that player. I've put in the time to prepare myself for that level of competition. I know where their strong points are. I know where their weak points are. The question is, are y'all doing the same thing for your application process? Your application process is this beast. Your application process is LeBron. Your application process is the Greek freak. Your application process is Steph freaking Curry. You know what I'm saying? And so if the application process is that, then what have we done? Are we playing the rookie? Are we playing the victim? Are we just going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to try a few things and just kind of see how it goes. I'll apply. I'm not sure what they're going to think. Or am I going to do everything in my power to ensure that by the time I submit that application, nothing surprises me? I already know what they're going to see on the other end. I already know what the school's going to be like considering, right? I already know when they look at my GRE, what they're going to see. I already know when they look at my GPA, what they're going to see. I already know when they look at my observation hours, what they're going to see. I know, like we talked about this on the 5-day video series. I already know when they look at my other traits that are like intangibles, right? All those other things, when they assess all of those things, with me realizing that an interview process or an application process is not human to system, it's human to human, and I understand how to actually leverage that, then then it's definitely possible for y'all to actually go through that process and not be surprised, right? Here's another example. Got off a call this week with another student in our course, and we were talking about the skydiving analogy that we've shared with y'all before. And we broke it down a little further. I was like, listen, man, if you're going to skydive today and you've never skydove before, right? So some of us are scared of heights. But you've never like skydived before, right? You're going to do everything in your power to make sure that you know everything you need to know. So that once you jump off that dang plane, you're good. You're good. One, I know for a fact I'm jumping with an instructor. You know what I'm saying? Two, every little detail about what happens once I jump, at what altitude I pull this, when I do this or whatever, I'm learning that stuff. Heck, after they teach me, I'm going to say it back to them just to make sure I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to know what to do if I pass out. I'm going to know what to do if I'm well put together. I'm going to know what to do if my glasses somehow just fall off. Like, I'm going to know everything because I'm going to make sure that in any of those situations, nothing surprises me. Right? So this fear of what if is like, while it is common to a lot of us, I think a lot of us forget how in control we actually can be in our own pre-PT journey. Right? And that's what we want to talk to y'all about tonight. Like, we don't realize how in control we can be in our pre-PT journey. Every detail is actually predictable. Right? Everything you guys do is actually predictable. There's a method to this whole thing. Like, most of us don't know it, right? 95% of pre-PTs don't actually know it, but there's a method to this process, right? So what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing to set yourself up, right? What are you guys doing? Comment below. Like, what are things that you guys are doing to make sure that you are setting yourself up to have this process actually be predictable, right? To set yourself up so that there are actually zero surprises. To set yourself up so that if you've already applied once or twice or 3 times, and now you're going to apply it again this year, you're saying to yourself, I know that 2018 is it. I know that 2018 is it. So what are you doing? Questions. Like, this is a real question. I'm posing it to y'all. Like, what are things that you guys are doing, tangible things that you guys are doing to make sure that you have ensured that you have ensured that all of these concerns, all these fears, like any exam that I ever doubted was because I knew it wasn't predictable to me. I hadn't prepared in a way that it was predictable to me. I've actually there's exams I took where I was like, yo, I'm ready for this thing. Like, there's nothing on this exam that they can throw at me where, shoot, like, I got this in the bag. And then there's other exams I was like, man, let me just try to survive this thing. And we've all been there on both ends. Like, let me just try to survive this thing. And the honest truth is that I hadn't put myself in a situation to make it predictable. I hadn't put myself in a situation to make it so that I had zero surprises. Yeah. Right? I mean, there's a free cheat sheet that you guys can see in the comments below that it's just free, like no strings attached. Y'all, if y'all have never seen that cheat sheet, you guys grab onto it and get our top 10 tips of how y'all can start gaining that control today. But really ask yourselves, guys, this year, like pre-PT, like this whole pre-PT experience is about to change big time. For a long time, it's always been about victimizing ourselves. For a long time, it's been about saying that, well, there's this application process. We just have to try to be as competitive as possible. Let me just try to do whatever I can and then apply and then see what happens. That's what it's been all about. It's always been about that. But I'm sick and tired of that. I don't know if y'all are. I'm sick and tired of that. Because if all y'all are trying to get into PT school, y'all ain't trying to be applying, you know, shoot, like 5, 10 times. I mean, let's be real. Like, y'all ain't trying to be like applying 3+ times without any kind of clarity as to what to do next, right? There are people that do it. And once they get in, we all know that they were meant for the process. But imagine if that happened 2, 3 years in advance, right? There's a way to actually learn the psychology behind this whole process. And so just for y'all this week, I just wanted y'all to think. Casey and I just wanted y'all to think, right? We can give you guys answers all day. And obviously you guys have the cheat sheet for that. But we want y'all to really think as you guys are going through this application process, as you guys are planning, if you guys are a year out, 2 years out, 3 years out from applying, you're even at more of an advantage because you have more time. But you really have to start thinking about this. What are you doing to make sure that every step is predictable? What are you doing to make sure that every step has been set out, that you have prepared, right? Like you're facing LeBron, you have prepared for that competition. You have prepared for that moment. You've gone through all the steps needed to make sure that nothing actually throws you off your game. You show up to the interview, nothing throws you off your game. You apply, nothing throws you off your game. The schools you apply to actually match everything that you're about. Nothing throws you off your game. So what is it?
That's it.
Anything else for us, Casey?
Yo, that's it. That's all of it. If you guys don't believe us, we went through this process. You know, we were pre-PTs once. Taking it back a step, like, I was not in control that first time I applied. I applied a second time, and I had everything in control. Every test, every question on a test, every semester counted. Like, this was for real. There's no going back. I took everything into my own hands. So that's what I had to do. We're not telling you anything we haven't done ourselves. So stay in control, and you're on your way. Stay in control in PT school. You're on your way to a great DPT career. Stay in control in your career, and you're set for life. That's it. You can call it a wrap.
Y'all want to know how to do that, man? Reach out to us. Shoot. But the way to start it, man, is that cheat sheet below. But, I mean, talk to other pre-PTs that have done it. Like, when y'all see us post something that says, like, pre-PT wins, it's because it's pre-PTs that have gotten into PT school. Like, ask them how they did it. It's actually why we do those videos, because they tell y'all, like, I went through the struggle like y'all. Like, they tell y'all, now I got accepted. And here's some advice. Like, here's some things that you need to watch out for. Here's some things that you need to actually, like, hold true to. Like, things that actually scare us that shouldn't, you know what I mean? Because you all have the potential. You all have the capability. You all will get into physical therapy school, right? You have to believe that. You have to believe that. Once you believe that, then you've already taken a huge leap in the right direction. All right? Let's make 2018 the year, y'all. You guys have a fantastic Thursday night. And now we're not getting paid for this ad, but if y'all have not watched the if y'all have not gotten your tickets for Black Panther, Casey, show them the dashiki. Show them the dashiki.
Hey, out here, let's go.
Yo, this man's about to go watch the movie. If y'all haven't gotten your tickets, get your tickets. Get your tickets. You know what I'm saying? And then let them know that they need to pay us for this ad. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all have a good evening, man. We'll see you guys next week on the pre-PT chat. If you guys have any topics that you guys want us to cover hard, we can always bring them on here. Send us a message at contact3ptgrind.com. We'll make sure we hit it hard so you guys get value every single week. This is it. 2018 is the year for y'all. Let's make it happen. Y'all have a good one. All right.